All right, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I think you might be having a little bit better day after this video is done. This Texas pass defense is what we're going to be talking about today, and they are legit. Now, this Texas defense is enough to win a national championship, and they are playing at a very high level, 3.95 yards per play, which, if you go and you look at the best pass defense or the best total defenses in the history of college football, Texas probably ranked, since 2000. Or since that's the last 25 years. That's 3,094 teams. Texas is in the top 25 teams for total defense. So that's amazing stuff. Like, this is really high level stuff. It gets a little bit better with the pass defense. So if you like that video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment down below your thoughts on how well this Texas pass defense is playing. Sure, they might be playing some weak quarterbacks, but we'll do a kind of a little bit of a dive here later towards the end here. Also, real quick, you might have seen all the Thanksgiving stuff accumulating behind me. We are going into the holiday seasons. Just want to wish you all happy holidays and safe travels if you are traveling for the holidays. Safety is number one priority here. So, and also food safety. Yes, the food is safe. Okay, I will be washing all the utensils and all that stuff when I get to cooking, but it's no worse off being on the floor right there, where the floor is actually clean here, as opposed to sitting on the shelf with dirty little mitts touching it every 30 seconds. So, if you like that, drop a like on the video. But here we go. Going to be talking about this Texas pass defense. That is not what I was trying to show. Go to slide 1 here. Okay, so this Texas pass team, you got to start with last year and the branch, or not branch, but how this Texas team is bridged to the 2024 team. This is, you look at, yes, last year teams passed the ball on us a lot. Why? Because we had T'Vondre Sweat and Byron Murphy up in the middle, and you also got guys like Jalen Ford running around in the back end or in the linebacker room, going and swallowing dudes up on the in the run game. Well, the Texas pass team was not. Even if you want to say, hey, like I was defending this Texas pass team last year in 2023. Even if you want to say, hey, they're not as bad as the numbers seem to be. There's no they took a massive jump this year. I'd probably say personally, I would have graded the Texas pass defense right in the 70 range as a whole, as a group. But this year, this is the best pass defense in the college football. Bar none. Bar none. And you're going to see that in just a second here. This is what we're getting to watch here as Texas Longhorn fans is extremely special. And let me go back to this. So you go and look at the opponent pass rating from 127.9 to 91.2. Opponent yards per pass from 7.1 to 4.8. That's from 53rd best in the nation to first best in the nation. Yards per game, 254.4 yards per game. That's 116th. We're one of the worst pass defenses in the nation as far as yards per game goes. We're down over 100 yards. We're allowing over 100 yards less per game. This is truly special stuff. And then 3.3 explosive plays per game in the pass offense for opposing teams, 1.7 per game when you're talking about the 2024 team facing against the 2024 team. So it's just almost almost night and day. And then when you look at that rating, Texas at 91.20, the only one in front of us is 88.89 with Notre Dame. And then you look at that 3-point gap right there, basically, or 2 to 3 point gap that you got between Texas and Notre Dame. Look at the gap that you have between Texas, BYU, and Iowa State at 3 and 4. You got BYU at 99.04 and Iowa State at 99.12. So there's a little bit more of a gap between 2 and 3 than there is between 1 and 2. This Texas team is playing lights out football right now. And to really kind of, like I said, hey, this is one of the best teams in the history of football since the year 2000. Well, that ain't no joke. Let me get it right here. Okay, there we go. All right, so there you go. Like, this is not in any sort of order. This was ranked by you'll see over here. It's or separated by completion percentage. But a common thing that you're going to see with the completion percentage, and this goes into a point a little bit later that I'm going to get into, 2002, 2001, 2004, 2004, 2016, 2016, 2013. There's not a lot of teens in there. So what you're looking at with these lower completion percentage teams is you see a lot of these numbers are the 2000 to 2009 range. We were using a lot more IR formation back then. I'm just if that might draw the fire some synapses in your brain to understand what I'm trying to talk about. We didn't pass the football as much back in the 2000s, and as when you talk about not passing the football, teams aren't going to be as efficient. Like these dudes were growing up handing the ball off to running backs. Yes, they did pass the football, right? But they're not like it's not the major part of their game like it is today. Like nowadays there's camps that kids go to as quarterbacks that are purely on throwing the football and like taking shotgun snaps, right? Like the amount of development that we put into quarterbacks' arms now far exceeds what there was in the 2000s. So really, when you look at these defenses, when you see a 2000s defense, you know what? It was a lot easier to defend a pass back then than it is now. And this should be a thing that, kind of comes through here on this. So, yards per completion. Where does Texas rank? Number 1 since the year 2000, okay? I want to be very clear. There's a lot of football teams right here. 3,094. I mean, if you wanted to sit here and scroll, right? Like it's gonna take a minute to sit here and scroll all these things. That's 2024 Texas. This is elite stuff. Here's 2001 Texas, as you can see. 2014 Texas, we had a pretty good defense that year. Shout out to the remnants of the Mac Brown year, but that was Charlie Strong's first year. Really makes you go, man, we should have won more games than Charlie Strong, and really kind of shows why Charlie Strong was not the guy. Yards per attempt, Texas is 5th in the nation, or not 5th in the nation, 5th among all of college football teams. Again, just to kind of drive home a stake here, 3,094 football teams are on this list. Yards per game, 11th in the nation. And these numbers can get better with, I'm not sure if I know I did it on another take right here. You look at our opponents that we're going to be playing here pretty soon. These are not strong passing teams. So for a Texas team that excels in pass defense, man, like this really could this really could go really well for Texas. I mean, our numbers at the end of the regular season, especially when you're directly comparing it to teams that have played 12 and 13 games, right? And Texas is sitting at 12 and 13 games. When we can say, hey, you know what? This is a good line to draw and like good time to compare it to other teams. Man, what is happening right now is special. It truly is special. And I hope that we don't take it as for granted as Texas fans. Now, I know we kind of are going to a little bit, but it is what it is. Now, how good is this Texas team in the history of Texas football? So these are all this is all the way to 1950, okay? Obviously the plays and all that stuff, yards per play, right? So if you want to sort this, let's just go ahead and I just want to show where this one is, yards per play. And you're going to kind of see something here in a second. Okay. Oh, wait. Oops. Aha. There we go. A little bit of a oopsies there. Okay. 1979, 61, 69, 83, 77, 60, 81, 70, 64, 62, 91, 63, 95, 2009, 2001, 95, 84, 76, 72, 65, 53, 50. What do you notice about those numbers? There's the amount of Texas Longhorn football seasons that have happened in the last 25 years. It was a different game being played back then. Teams were not running out of shotgun. They did not have 3 to 4 wide receivers lined up every single snap. I mean, or they weren't playing against teams, because this is the on the defensive side of the football. When you go and you look at it, man, this Texas team is really. Here, let me just. Video's messed up, but screw that. This is really some special football that we're getting to watch from the University of Texas. So let's go the pass yards per game, because really that's what we're talking about here. And it's also going to really, you're going to see why I'm about to move this over to a situation where we're not talking about any team since before the year 2000. Again, 69, 73, 77, 78, 75, 64. You can go down this list of teams, right? 20, that's 24 different teams, 24 years, okay? And what is this? 69, 73. How many? Let's just count how many. 1, 2, 3. What I was gonna say is how many aren't in the 50s or aren't in the 60s or 70s, but you can look at it. Every single one of these numbers right here is either in the 50s, 60s, 70s, or the 80s. That is literally 40 years ago. Like 40 to 50 years ago. At a minimum. So when you're talking about modern college football, right? And like with statistics with relevance to what we see today. Because yeah, you know what? Would it be cool if Texas only gives up 68.7 pass yards per game? Yeah, it'd be awesome, but that defense was in 1956. Right? Like when we were giving up 302.1 rush yards per game. Are you kind of getting what I'm saying here? 547 rush attempts to 91 attempts of a pass. They only threw the ball 91 times. You look at this. This is another thing that I want to talk about here. I forgot to also. Here's the ratio of pass. Here's modern college football, where the passes, the number on the left is the pass number, and the number on the right is it's rushes to passes. Number on the left is rushes. Number on the right is passes. Well, over here, what you're looking at is a lot more rushing to a lot more passing. But nevertheless, I did want to duplicate. Cut that out. Because we're going to look at two special defenses right here. This is the best Texas defense that we've ever had at the University of Texas. And let's just go ahead and zoom in on it so we can kind of see these numbers a little bit better. Now some of y'all got reading glasses on. I'm sorry to be poking at some of y'all. But you look at it. I mean, as far as the numbers go, we're pretty similar as far as like, how many plays have been played, rush attempts, pass attempts. The pass attempts is the exact same. And we're getting the same level of pass defense production. But again, I want to point out to y'all, hey, the 1969 defense played in a completely different era of football. Now, yes, it was only 1.4. It's not that far of a difference as far as like how many passes to how many rushes go. But no offense to James Street or anything, but I don't know if you've watched the passes from like that, not from that Arkansas game back then. I mean, like, this is not like it's not like you got Joe Montana out there throwing the damn ball. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, right? So this Texas team, man, it's for what they're doing, uh, in Texas history it's really special. I mean, if you go and you look at this one, so this is since the year 2000. This is, I'm comfortable saying that this is the best Texas pass defense that we've ever seen. Pass yards per game. That one's I don't have yards per pass, yards per attempt, all that stuff. You know what? I could do it real quickly here. Equal divide, get a little live wallet. So and for y'all, this is actually how I kind of go about this. We'll do yards per attempt. L2 K2. Okay. So to really kind of show you also how good this Texas pass defense is, this is yards per attempt right there. What row is this? University of Texas. Or not row, column. Dunce. All right. But so there's 2004 or 2024, 2001, 2005, 2000, 2002, 2009, the usual 2014, the usual prospects over here. This, and then you go and you also look at like, where's 2023? There's 2023 at 7.08, 7.1 if you want to go to 1 decimal point. It is really, I keep saying it again. I'm damn broken record on this one, but what we're getting to watch, I hope this is really driving driving it through y'all, is this is special stuff. Not only as a total, I mean, like, and also like you can even go to, let me sort by the rush yards per game. Okay. Data sort range. It's not like the best defense that we've ever seen in the last 20 years as a Texas team, but it's not the worst. I mean, look, these are the best rush defenses we've seen as Texas fans. 2009 might be the best overall total defense as far as like when you're considering the rush defense and the pass defense, not total yards as a game, because total yards per game is going to wind up being this 2024 Texas defense unless something drastic changes here. It's not far behind 2001, but like I said, just like I showed you just a second ago, you got a situation where we're not really playing some really good running teams, and there's the significant possibility that you're going to have this Texas team really kind of focusing on the rush and, maybe show us something. Like, this is not, oops, we're still stuck right here. This isn't like some, like when I'm saying amazing, right? This isn't like the best you've ever seen rush defense, but they're good. They're really good. They're not slouches by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a situation like last year where you have an amazing rush defense and they're really trying to carry the weight for this pass defense. It's not that situation at all. You're in a situation where you got the University of Texas that has an amazing pass defense, possibly the best in the last 25 years, which is a quarter century, remind you. And then on top of that, you have a rush defense that, I mean, right now, if I were to look at where's the total rush, like I just want to see where they rank for this team, because they're not bad, right? They're not amazing, but they're not bad. We're 24th of the nation as far as rush defense goes for yards per game. Yards per carry, 17th in the nation. Like, this is a good rush defense that we're pairing along. But it's a good rush defense that we're pairing along with a really, like, what's an amazing pass defense. This is special stuff. This is stuff that you're not guaranteed to be able to watch. You know, you're not guaranteed to be able to see this year in and year out. Next year, the defense might get better, which is an insane thing to say. After all I've just said, detailing and going and showing just how good this Texas team is among Texas football teams in the history of Texas football, and then also defenses among the history of the last 25 years of college football, modern college football. Most people that watch my football channel have never watched a football game before the year 2000. So this is the best defense that might have ever taken the field for those teams. And I almost forgot something that we're going to get to. It's truly a blessing to be able to watch this as a Texas Longhorn fan. This is it's been a while since we've been able to be this confident as Texas fans. Man, is it nice to be able to have this confidence and to be able to it's real. It's a legit thing. But just give me 1 second while I get this set up here for a second. So if you want to look at and you want to say, okay, well, who has Texas played? Texas hasn't played any teams. Their strength of schedule sucks. Look at our strength of schedule rating right now. We're number 10. Now, this does exclude FCS teams. Texas hasn't played an FCS team. And that actually is going to help out an Alabama down here, who is at number 6 with a 7.8 strength of schedule rating. They had a weaker schedule in 2011 when their team, that might be one of the best, if not the best defense in all of college football. Texas is certainly going to have an argument, and there might be comparisons. I'll have to compare them at the end of the season to the 2011 Alabama squad. That team was legit. Goes on, wins national championship. I believe they did. Hold on, wait. Let me just double check that because. Yeah, they won the BCS National Championship versus LSU. They got revenge versus LSU, which you're going to see here in a second. So, whoa. But Texas hasn't played any good quarterbacks, have we not? Oh, my God. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, let's go to the Alabama quarterbacks through that year. Spencer Keith. Is that a great quarterback? I'm not sure, man. Is that great? Rob Bolden. Ooh. That must be some super pro. Derek Thompson, Brent Osborne, Andrew McNulty. McNulty, great name. Tyler Wilson, Brandon Mitchell. John Brantley, Jeff Driscoll, Trey Burton. Jordan Rogers, Larry Smith. Randall Mackey. Matt Sims, Michael Pallardy. Jordan Jefferson, Jarrett Lee. Tyler Russell, Dylan Favre, Chris Relf. Let me see. Oh, Georgia Southern. Yeah, we don't even get it. They don't even list an FCS team. And then let me see. Clint Mosley, Kill Frazier, and then again Jordan Jefferson. I mean, wow. That 2011 team played the murder's row of quarterbacks that were going to end up winding on going and having NFL careers as great successful quarterbacks. So when fans say, oh man, but who has this Texas team played? They haven't played anybody. They haven't played any good quarterbacks. Miss me with that shit. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm sorry. Excuse my language right now. But this is kind of stupid. This is one of the stupidest arguments I've ever heard. Out of 3,094 teams, you think Texas is the first team to have one, an easy schedule, 2, play all quarterbacks that suck. Do you think we're the first? If you do, I got beachfront land to sell you out in Kansas. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all enjoy this Texas defense. And as always, hook 'em.